Well, wasn't expecting a backfire. Yeah, I'm just gonna put this in the garage real quick. Hello? Who's there? Hello? Hmm. I'm back. I know. Don't yell at me. I know. I haven't posted in well over a year, which at the time of recording this video, I think YouTube says that the last video was uploaded was 560 days ago. So I'm sorry. A lot has changed and happened in that time span. There's just so much that has happened. I'm not gonna waste your time and talk about it for the next 3-4 hours. Just to make a long story short, I was an assistant manager at a local auto parts store. I was given an opportunity to take over my own store as a store manager. When I took over that store as a store manager, there was a lot of things that had to get done there that was neglected. It just took a lot of my time. I was working long hours. I couldn't find time to find projects, record them, video edit, trying to figure what to do with this channel. I just was trying to focus on my main job I was currently working at. But now I'm back. I am going to try to post more regularly. I know I said that probably a couple years ago when I said, "Where have I been?" But this time I'm actually serious. I'm actually want to try to jumpstart this channel again. I want to grow this channel. I appreciated the community that came out and gave me their opinions on those 2 videos on the Boland's garden tractor that I posted. Thank you. For those who did comment on those videos, it really does mean a lot to me, and it was very informational to see the stuff that you guys did post on those, so I do appreciate that. I currently don't have any big projects in the works at this time. I do have a small one that I've been working on in the background from time to time. I do want to bring you guys along and show you what I have done to it and what I do want to do with it in the future, and maybe get your guys' opinion of what to do. So if you guys want to stay tuned for those videos to get uploaded, if you want to turn on the bell notifications, whenever I do upload those videos, you'll get notified the second that they go live. But I did also record some video of me working on the 1975 MTD 990 garden tractor, the same very one that I did a restoration on this channel about 2 years ago. I went to go fire it up last winter and went to go turn the key over, and it fired up, and then the second I let go of the key, it turned off. I couldn't figure out why it wasn't, what was wrong with it. I didn't have the time, so I just let it sit for over a year. I just pulled it out and I redid all the wiring on it and replaced the ignition switch. But I still needed to try to start it up and test drive it for the first time of being gone out for about a year. So here's the clips of me trying to get it fired up, and hope you guys enjoy. Thank you so much. I'm interrupting this broadcast with a channel breaking news. As you can tell, that this channel is no longer called Dilly Adventures, with its new name, Dillon's Outdoor Garage. Dillon's Outdoor Garage, I feel like it represents what we do on this channel than what Dilly Adventures did. Dillon's Outdoor Garage allows me to kind of expand what content I can post on this channel and what kind of defines what this channel is about. It's not just going out and exploring out in the wilderness and doing vlogs and like see what my day-to-day activities are, which hence I might do some vlogging from time to time, but it's not going to be all the time. I want to show, like, work on small engine projects and maybe do a step-by-step video on how to do certain things, or maybe work on some project outside, maybe build a swing or build a shelf out of wood, or build a shed out of wood, or build something out of tin, or just any homestead stuff. It's like I kind of want to do more than just I want it kind of like as a workshop, but it's something that I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do. I'm still testing the waters of what content this channel is going to be about, but I want to try to work on kind of having a mixed and have so it's not just focused on one thing. And I feel like that Dilly Adventures was kind of limit me to what I could do. So I would really much appreciate your guys' support in this big dramatic change on this channel. But I feel like that it was necessary to kind of help get this channel jump started and trying to get it back up and running again with the new mindset and a fresh start. And I just hope you guys can come along with me on this new ventures. Thank you. Probably wondering why I pushed the tractor out instead of starting it in the garage. Well, I haven't started this thing in over a year, and I definitely don't want to smoke out my garage, so let's get this thing fired up for the first time in a year. Got half a tank of fresh gas in there, freshly charged battery, turn off fuel shut off. Let's see what happens. Well, that's not good. Well, found out why it's not starting. I forgot to connect that back to the solenoid. When I took everything apart because I was trying to figure out some ideas for a replacement fuel tank. So I guess when I was replacing some rusty old bolts and nuts, I took apart the solenoid and I completely forgot to reconnect that wire. So I'm going to have to remove positive bolt. So I don't want to shock myself while connecting the positive wire from the solenoid or short out the solenoid, because I currently don't have replacement. And I just lost that washer. Thing, I have replacements. So that wire that goes to the ignition goes, let's see if I can move the camera closer, goes from that stud right here. If I remember correctly, it's going to be a 12mm or a 1/2 inch. Let's see if I can get my ratchet wrench in here. So was able to get my hands in here with the, it's a 1/2 inch. Okay. These ratcheting wrenches are really nice. So, especially when you're in tight spaces and make sure I don't lose this nut. Okay, let's add that. Let's add back the lock washer and the nuts. There we go. Get nice and snug. So the wire's reattached, and now, hopefully, it should start now. All right. Now let's try it. Come on, Key. Maybe I should put the positive terminal back on the battery. Guess today is not my day. Washers. This bolt is a 10 millimeter, so time. All right, battery's connected, wire's connected, should run now. Take 3. Isn't the saying third time's the charm? Oh. Right now, before I go no choke. Before any of you guys say anything, I did do an oil change before I did start this up, and that oil was pretty black, so I'm glad I did an oil change, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this run for a little bit, and then I'll do another oil change. Try to rev this thing up. Well, wasn't expecting a backfire. Must be the... I probably need to adjust the high idle feed screw, or the high RPM, and see if that fixes anything. I just tried doing a couple things and it's still backfiring really bad at the higher RPMs. So I did call a good friend of mine over at Baker Equipment in Redmond. He's a good friend of mine that helped me with a lot of small engine stuff, and I kind of asked what his 2 cents were, and he kind of gave me some things that I kind of two things that it could be. One, it can be that the fuel ratio is too much, and that it's not allowing it to, it's like putting too much fuel on the higher RPM, so it's causing it to premature ignite or detonate. Another thing is one thing I've been dreading to do on this thing, because it's over 50 years old, and a lot of the bolts on this thing is so rusty that I'm afraid that I'm going to strip something out or break something, and trying to find replacement parts is going to be a pain. He said that it could be that the timing, it could be off, and I need to try to check that and see if, and try to get it top dead center and try to get it and see if it's the proper timing. And that's one thing that I'm hoping it's not going to be, so I'm going to try to tinker with the fuel adjustments again and try to see if that works, because I did take the carburetor apart and I did clean it and I did put everything back as best as I can. I didn't have any leftover parts, so I know I didn't miss a seat, or and I did kind of clean the jet off a little bit to make sure that it, because it was built up with some corrosion a little bit, but it came right off once I let it sit and chem dip. Now let's just try to see if I can adjust for now and try to adjust the feed screw and see if maybe that will fix it, because I don't know why all of a sudden it ran perfectly fine a year ago, but anything can happen. It sat outside for a year, didn't start it, so wish me luck. It's going to take a little bit to adjust the feed rates and the air rates. So I'm just on the main jet. I guess it was slightly off, because right now it's running on idle right now. But as you heard earlier, it was running without it backfiring on high. So I guess that saves me have to take the engine apart to check the valves, but we're good. So I'm just gonna let this run for a minute, and then we'll do a little short test drive. All right, let's go for a little test drive. Hydraulic works. that's a success. Let's try to do a high RPM test drive. Got her running. Ugh. It was just the main jet setting was off, so glad that was that simple, and it wasn't the valves or anything. So now she's all ready. I'm gonna run it a few more times, let it run probably another half hour or so around the yard, and probably be doing another oil change on it so that all that stuff that was in the engine that was settling mixes in with the new oil, and add fresh oil to it, and she'll be ready to go. And then I'll be adding the chains to the back. So yes, it did come with chains. And usually I put the chains on at possibly the worst timing, when it's cold out, and it's a pain to try to put them on when it's wet and cold. So I'm gonna get those put on and have it ready for the season. So the Bowl and Garden tractor, unfortunately, there's not going to be any more videos on it. I had to make the toughest decision and had to scrap the project altogether, and strip down the mower and scrap the metal for it. It was going to cost me more to fix than what I could have sold it for. There were a couple parts that I needed to get it complete that I had a hard time finding. I couldn't find on eBay, Amazon as for an aftermarket that's like equivalent to it that will work. I even found a guy on Facebook who has a Facebook page that just solely focuses on these Bowl and Garden tractors. And I even asked him if he had any of these parts, and he says, unfortunately, those parts, he has a hard time coming by, and when he does get them, they sell really quickly. So unfortunately, I had to make the decision of having just to get rid of the project, because it was going to cost me more than I was willing to spend. But luckily, we got some other projects that I have in the works that are going to be coming out in the future. You can see, it's kind of hard to tell, but there's a green little cabinet back there. You probably see it in the videos in the background. That's a little project that I got from a family member that I've been working on, so stay tuned for a video on that. I do want to say thank you for all those people who have shown support and have watched those 2 videos on the Bowl and tractors. They did really well. The first one did almost 2,000 views, where the second one did well over 3,000. And I do appreciate all those subscribers who have subscribed off of those videos. As of right now, we're currently at 209 subscribers right now at the time of recording this video. But I do want to say thank you to all of you who are still here. I do apologize that I didn't post as consistently, and I haven't been on for over a year. So now that I'm no longer at that job anymore, that I'm hopefully be able to make more videos, post more regularly. And I do appreciate the community that's here. Thank you so much for your guys' patience. Hopefully I can jumpstart this channel back up again and we can do some great things together. As always, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed, click the subscribe button. If you like the video, go ahead and like it. It helps me out to know if you guys are enjoying the content that I'm posting. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm back.